Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel.
Today I'll be making this cute baby dress.
And before we get started, please body slam that subscribe button.
So I got the Simplicity 8617 pattern from Joann Fabrics, and I will be sewing that dress. Here's the fabric I will be using. Alrighty, so y'all already know the usual. Start out with the pattern, cut the pattern pieces out, and put them on your fabric. Alrighty, once all the pieces are cut out, now it is time to sew. Okay, so the first thing you want to do is measure the lace around this kind of bodice piece. So you're going to measure it all around and make sure that the lace fits the whole thing because you're going to sew it on top of that. So once that part is finished, you're going to sew the two side pieces onto that fabric. Alrighty, it should now look like this, and now it's slowly starting to form a bodice. So this dress is a little bit tricky, so you want to just keep your instructions with you. I made a regular back ribbon thing. I didn't really do like the fancy stuff that you sell in the book. So I just made a regular one and then I attached it to the back bodice. And then when it's time to sew the side seams, you're going to sew them together like a sandwich. Okay, so when you pin the ribbon, just sew it down. And then what you're going to do is you're going to grab the top or like the front bodice and you're going to pin it shoulder to shoulder and side to side, and then make sure you remove the pins that you have already with the ribbon on the bodice. So once that is finished and it is looking good and you have sewn it correctly, it is time to add the neckline. So the neckline is just a rectangular piece of fabric. Then we're going to fold it over. We're going to iron it from the bottom, but we're not going to iron the top part. We're just going to pin it all around. And if you find that fabric difficult to sew, what you can do, just buy bias tape. I think it's called bias tape, right? This fabric. But just buy this roll from Amazon, eBay, AliExpress. This will save so much time, and it's a lot easier just to add this on and go about your day. So as you can see here, I did not add the black one, I added the white one, and I think it matches pretty well. So this is how it should look. It looks really professional and really clean, and if you do this method, you don't have to do a lining inside the dress. Alrighty, so now it is time for my favorite part. I love doing the sleeves. So this is a gathered puff sleeve, so what you're going to do is you're just going to sew down and then sew a gathered stitch for the rest of the sleeve. Also, I sewed the bottom pieces of the sleeve because you need like that bias tape lining thing for sleeves. And for those who don't know how to gather, this is what you're going to do. So that's your stitch length. You're going to move your stitch length all the way to 7, which is the longest stitch length. So you can move it to 1, that'll be like really tiny, which I don't suggest at all because then you won't be able to get any of your projects out. But for gathering, you're going to move it all the way to 7, and it's going to make the longest stitch length, and that way it's easy to gather. And for gathering, you do not need a back stitch. Also, when sewing sleeves or anything circular, it's much easier to take that compartment out. Most machines have that. So yeah, I just do that and then I just sew all around. This is how your gathered sleeve should look. It's already bunching up. So you're going to gather top and bottom of this sleeve. So once you finish gathering the sleeve, what you're going to do is you're going to put the bottom part of the sleeve on and kind of hem it around. So this is like the lining of the sleeve to like secure it and make it look more professional. I only sewed the first part of it, so now it's time to sew the actual fold part of it, so that way it's like looking secured and nice. It should now look like this once it is all sewn, and as you can see, it looks really nice and really professional. And like I always say, if you want me to make a more in-depth video of how I do this or how I do anything in my videos, just comment below and I will make a video specifically on this. Because I know doing it, you can't really tell, and you can't really see it because I'm just the only one recording my videos and stuff, so it's harder for me to record and, you know, do everything at the same time. But if you do need help with anything, please let me know. So once you attach the sleeves, everything should start looking way better and looking more put together. And sleeves are kind of hard to do at first, but once you get used to them, you got this. Now it is time for the skirt part of this dress. So this skirt is a regular rectangle skirt. So this dress is made for a 2-year-old, so you're going to need at least a ½ yard of fabric because it is like a puff dress. And you will be gathering the skirt, so we have to gather stitch again. Once you have gathered everything, it is time to attach the skirt to the top. Alrighty, so we are like 80% done, so it should now look like this, and it's coming all together, but now we just have to attach a zipper or attach a button. So the pattern said to make a little triangle cutout thing and then attach some buttons, but I didn't attach any buttons or a zipper because the fabric was too thick for my machine, so instead I attached rivets, I guess you could say, or snap-ons. So once you attach these snap-ons, this is exactly what the dress will look like in its final form. It's a very cute little simple baby dress for a 2-year-old, and it's honestly so easy to make and it just looks adorable. I want to show you guys where I started. This is where I started in 2014 or 2015 compared to all the things I'm sewing now. So just understand it gets better and you got this. Just keep practicing. You'll get there. Don't worry.
So this is about it for this video. And as always, thank you so much for watching. Please like and subscribe.